What's up guys, it's Emily. So right now I am going to be doing a girl talk for you guys on 10 female hygiene tips every girl should know. And I feel like this is so important, especially as a girl talk video. I honestly miss doing girl talk videos. Ever since I just finished my series, I want to start getting back into like advice videos and obviously more makeup videos and stuff like that. But obviously I'm going to come back with a new girl talk video. But before I get started, give this video a fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always be notified of my videos. Comment what you guys think of this girl talk and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the tips I'm about to give you guys. And let's get this started. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to give you guys, I actually wrote 10 down. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is using cotton underwear. They say that cotton underwear is the best type of underwear, especially for a female down there. Using silky or lace, I personally use different types of underwear. I don't just stick with cotton, but I do have a lot more cotton than anything. Personally, I think cotton underwear are the best things for a female area because it definitely is more comfortable and it's better fabric for that area, like other like lace and a thong and stuff like that. I don't feel like that's too good. I feel like it definitely irritates it, so I feel like cotton definitely doesn't irritate it unless you are sensitive to cotton. But there are some people that could deal with the cotton feeling. So personally, I feel like cotton underwear are good for the female area. So that's my first tip. My second tip is cranberry pills. Now, the reason why I think cranberry pills is a important female hygiene tip for the vajayjay is because cranberry pills is number one, it definitely cleans you out when, like, if you may believe that you might have a UTI, it definitely cleans you out. And it's also really good for you. Some people just take it like once a month just to clean out their system down there, and that's perfectly fine. I use cranberry pills once a month, and I feel like it really prevents a lot with like UTIs and stuff like that. So cranberry pills is my number one tip that I'm going to give you guys. It's really good, and you should really invest your money to take some cranberry pills. It definitely helps with like different things, yeast infection, UTI, and it also keeps your pH balance good. And it also when you first take the pill, I know it's a little scary, but some people don't know this, is you'll start peeing like orange or like a reddish orange color, and that is normal for the cranberry pill. So don't freak out, because cranberry pills, that's what it does. It changes your color of urine. So that's my second tip. My third tip is, okay, this is gonna sound very, very, very weird, but I personally do this, and I always get like weird judgment for it or whatever the case is. But sleeping with no underwear. Personally, I do this a lot. Like, I'm not saying that I do it often. Obviously, I get my period, and obviously you have to wear underwear. But personally, sleeping with no underwear, I feel like it's so comfortable, number one. And number two, I feel like it's really good for your female hygienes, just because you're letting your vajayjay breathe. Like, it's always like, you know, with underwear, and it's feeling trapped and whatever the case is. But I feel like sleeping with no underwear is a really good thing, and it lets it breathe, and I don't think it causes like anything harmful, because I've been doing this and obviously nothing has harmfully happened to me. So sleeping with no underwear is perfectly normal, guys. I know it sounds very weird, because obviously you're not supposed to go outside with no underwear, because that's just a no-no. Because, you know, certain fabrics could irritate you, and then it could cause an infection or this or that. But sleeping with no underwear, I feel like is perfectly normal. I do it, and I feel like it definitely helps you know, your vaginal area breathe, and just, I don't know what to say, but like, it does help. Like, personally, I think it helps. So sleeping with no underwear, that's my third tip. Number 4, it's okay to have a scent down there. Yes, it is okay to have a scent down there. And why I'm saying that is because every female has a scent down there. It's perfectly normal. But the one scent that shouldn't be down there is like a fishy smell, a very strong urination smell, a really bad like odor smell down there, like something odor wise. And but it is normal to have a scent down there. And why I'm saying that, because every female has a scent. So you're not going to smell like peaches. You're not going to smell like sunflowers. You're not going to smell like rain. Whatever the case is, you're not going to smell like a daffodil. Every female has a certain smell down there, which is normal. But no female is going to smell like peaches or anything, because every female has a different scent. But if you do have a bad scent, you should be going to your OBGYN or your primary doctor, because that could be a sign of a UTI, a yeast infection, something with your urine. I don't know, but definitely if you have a bad scent down there, definitely either tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your auntie, tell your grandma, because it's not good to have a really bad scent down there, especially like a fishy type smell. It's not good. And if you're not taking care of that, then it could cause further issues. So yeah, but every female has a scent down there. So don't think that you're abnormal because you have not a scent of peaches. The next one is pay attention to certain smells. And why I'm saying this, I kind of said this in the last tip I gave you guys, but pay attention to certain smells. And why I'm saying that is because, like I just said, if you have a fishy smell, if you have a bad odor down there, if you have excessive amount of discharge, or if you have a strong smell of urine, it's definitely important to pay attention to those smells, because it's not good to have those type of smells going on down there, you know what I mean? So like I said, go to your local OBGYN or your primary doctor. They could definitely do like a urine test and see if you possibly could have a UTI or a yeast infection or whatever the case is. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're on number 6. Make sure wiping front to back. Now, I cannot stress this enough. And the reason why I'm saying this, because some females don't honestly pay attention sometimes, and they're kind of in a rush, or they just don't realize. But wiping front to back is the way to do it. If you're wiping back to front, you're going to cause yourself to have bacteria that's moving from the booty to the vajayjay, and it's not going to be a good situation, because that's what causes UTIs, yeast infections, and it causes bacteria to move from the back to the front, and it's not good for your area. So I can't stress this enough. Front to back. Wipe front to back. Front to back. I know everybody should know this. Their mama should have taught them, or whoever they live with, they should have taught you that wiping front to back is the way to do it. If you're doing it the opposite, you're doing it wrong. So wipe front to back. Okay, make sure you get a yearly checkup. Now, if you're under like 13, and why I'm saying make sure you're getting a yearly checkup is because your OBGYN, obviously, they check for much more than a primary doctor. They actually give you a whole exam where they make you get undressed, and they do like a pap smear, or they do a urine sample, they take blood work and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm saying to go for your yearly checkup, it is super, super important. Whether you're scared, whether you just don't like the OBGYN, I totally get it, guys. It was not my first ideal doctor that I ever wanted to go to, but obviously it is super important. The female area, it is obviously a super important area, and that's where you give birth, that's where you have your monthly periods, that's where you get infections, that's where you pee, like stuff like that. It's super important, guys. Like, if you're not getting your yearly checkup, you could possibly have STDs if you're not doing the right thing, not making the right choices, or you could possibly have, God forbid, ovarian cancer. And those things are important because obviously you would never know, and that's why they tell women to get a yearly checkup with the OBGYN. And it's scary, of course, but if you're young, and you're sexually active, like at the age of 14, I know some of these kids are outrageous right now, but if you're 14 and sexually active, make sure you're telling your mama to take you to the OBGYN before you get pregnant. Just saying. But like I said, yearly checkups is super important. I can't stress that enough. Okay. Make sure you're taking care of your pH balance. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because personally, I honestly started noticing, started using like scented Summer Eve and like scented things down there, and it started to mess with my pH balance. And honestly, guys, you gotta really pay attention to your pH balance. It's super important. But if you're using unscented things, I stopped using scented things down there and I started using unscented things, and it made my pH balance so much better. So definitely make sure, like, if you guys don't know what a pH balance is, look it up on Google. Google's right there for you. But make sure you're paying attention to like discharge and, like I said, smells down there, and let's see, just anything like abnormal. Just make sure you're paying attention, and make sure you're using like scents. Like, I know some females do use like peachy scents or watermelon scents or pineapple scents. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, but it's definitely going to mess with your pH balance. So I honestly, like, I didn't know this before I started like reading about it, and I switched over to unscented because it definitely messes with your pH balance. Okay, make sure you're taking care of yourself when on your period. Now, I feel like I haven't seen this in any female hygiene videos because honestly, like, I've made a bunch of series like about your period, about your sex health, like stuff like that, but make sure you're taking care of when you get your monthly friend, your monthly bestie, whatever you want to call your monthly enemy, because it's definitely important, like whether you have like an excessive amount of blood, whether it also depends what you're using, guys. Like, let me just tell you this. If you're like, I know there's some females that prefer tampons. I know there's some people that prefer Diva cups. I know there's people that prefer pads, or I'm trying to think what else there is. I don't know what else there is, but things like that, definitely pay attention to. I seen videos about tampons before, and it was not a pretty picture. There was stories that people have passed because of a syndrome of the blood just not flowing the way it should be. And personally, I used to use tampons, but I stopped. I completely stopped because I noticed that my flow wasn't flowing as I usually do. And then I went back to pads because, you know, whatever. It's uncomfortable. You know, I personally don't like getting my monthly, but every female has to go through it. But make sure you're paying attention to your period. Make sure you're keeping yourself clean during that time, whether it's using wipes to wipe yourself down there. Make sure you're taking like showers, and make sure you're just, personally, make sure you're just taking care of yourself, because it could definitely be like a one messy crime scene, and it's not fun. But make sure you're taking care of that. I feel like that's such an important female hygiene tip, because periods are important, and if you're not taking care of it properly, or you're not doing the right things to take care of it, it definitely could affect you. So Whatever you prefer to use, that's up to you, but personally I prefer to use pads. And yeah. Okay. Next. Last one. Okay, so this one's super important, and I've made a period/sex video about a girl talk video. Pee after sex. Whether you're sexual active with your significant other, a random person, a friend, I don't care who it is. Make sure you're peeing after intercourse, because I cannot stress this enough. It is super important. It prevents UTIs. I'm telling you, if you don't pee after sex, you're going to cause yourself to have a UTI, honey. Just do it. Even if you feel like you don't have to pee, just do it. It's definitely going to help you in the end. And that's why I literally say to take cranberry pills, because it is so good for you. And just make sure you're peeing after sex. Like, it's not that hard to get up for 2 seconds of your life and go pee for a minute and wipe yourself like a normal person. So yeah, and it really prevents, like, you know, people be out here, you don't know what they be doing, you know, like STDs is a real thing, guys. Like, it is a real thing. And I'm not saying peeing after sex prevents STDs, because once you're not using protection, then you're really screwed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this girl talk, and I hope to see you guys in my next video, and I hope these tips are pretty helpful. And if you guys do have any tips down below, leave them down in the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.